So recently, Calandria Rowland, aka Kelly Rowland, she did an interview and she had this kind of studio session that we were in on because we watched it with Red Bull Music, and it was very interesting. It was about the songwriting process and how she was bringing these writers together, songwriters and producers together for her new EP called the Kelly Rowland Edition, I believe. It has 3 songs. After watching this, I had been heard her EP, and I think it's great. I think her EP is great. But I don't quite understand why it's just 3 songs. And she had like some extremely talented writers in here and in the thing, so I don't know why she did not do a full album. I don't know. But she revealed in this interview with the Red Bull Music that the elephant in the room is that she always felt second best. Sorry about my eye twitching, y'all. It just does that sometimes. My vision is definitely not one of my strongest attributes, darling. But anyway, so she revealed that she's always felt second best. In which she did not elaborate on that, but we know what she's talking about. She means that she's always felt second best next to Beyonce. Which kind of hurt my feelings. We all can, well, not we all, but sometimes we go through things like this where we are kind of in the shadow of people. Whether it's somebody at your job, whether it's a sibling, a cousin, a friend, whatever. And so we've all kind of felt like we wasn't being noticed and stuff, but I would never quite understand how that feels, because I've had situations in my life where I felt that way, but I'll never quite understand how that feels on this large scale, being a superstar. And it's just very sad to see, because when you really think about it, Kelly Rowland, first of all, she's beautiful. She is the first one to break out of Destiny's Child and go solo and have a successful solo career. Winning her Grammy. I believe she won the Grammy with Dilemma with Nelly, I believe, or she won it for her first album, Simply Deep. But she was the first one to actually have success from her solo work. So that proved that she's talented. Obviously growing up in Destiny's Child, her, Beyonce, Latavia, Latoya, before Michelle came in the early 2000s. They grew up as sisters. They've been knowing each other since they were like 9 and 10 years old. That's a long time to know somebody. And now, they're in their 30s. And so always, kind of being in the background of a person, always being behind a person, probably knowing in your heart of hearts that you are just as good as them. She also said that she always felt like Beyonce's voice was stronger than hers and all that, which is subjective, But is Beyonce super duper talented? Absolutely. But do I think that Kelly Rowland is also talented? Absolutely. A lot of what Kelly Rowland is feeling is because of fans, is because of us. In terms of always comparing her to Beyonce. And, of course, the media, they take that on. And every single time, I can count to you just about all the times Kelly Rowland has had an interview, somebody always mentions Beyonce. All the time. When they have Beyonce interviews, it's rare that Beyonce has an interview. But when Beyonce has an interview, is she asked about Kelly Rowland? No, hardly ever. She's more so either asked about the kids, if that, or Jay-Z, if that. So it's I can just imagine. I can just only imagine how she feels. And been hearing that for years and years and years and years. And let's be honest. On top of that, Kelly Rowland is a dark skinned woman, and we all know how the industry treats darker skinned women. Which is a whole another discussion within itself. It's so many super talented, so many super beautiful, chocolate black women who do not get promoted, who do not get the shine, who is just as talented, if not more talented, than their lighter skinned peers. And it is a struggle, but it's a struggle with life, right? I always say this all the time. The most disregarded, most disrespected people in this world, group in this world, is dark-skinned black women and trans women, which is just women. Say dark-skinned black women. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, it's we can go on the whole side, which they always try to paint this picture as if it's always the lighter skinned people who have it hard. And yes, not taking away from anybody's struggle. Yes, absolutely, they do have it hard. I have, cousins of all different colors, and I definitely see all sides and see things, grew up with them, etc. One cousin is mixed. They made fun of him. He's very mixed looking. His mother is mixed, half black and half white, and his father's all the way white. So he kind of looks, he obviously has more white in him. So he kind of looks more on the like Pakistani and Mexican type of side. Straight, thick black hair, kind of tan skin. He has Caucasian features, more so than black features. So yeah, I definitely, but I was right there with him. If anybody mess with him, that's my cousin. It's a wrap. Let's go. But that was just hood life. But that's life in general at times. But with that said, I went through a whole lot too. And not just the gay thing. That was one thing, but also being super dark skinned. And I know I don't seem like I'm that dark. I'm not the darkest, but I am dark skinned. My mom's darker than I am, and especially in the summertime, like I am, I'm super duper chocolate in the summertime, which I've grown to enjoy. But growing up, I was, they made me feel, not necessarily my family, but people around me, my peers, my schoolmates, etc. They made me feel like being darker skinned was ugly, was bad, was wrong, and you grow up, hair not liking your hair because you hearing elders talk about this and that, and don't stay in the sun too long, and nappy head this, and then all these kind of issues. So it's definitely a lot, like I say, everybody goes through things in their life, very hard things, but nobody has it harder, in my humble opinion. I haven't lived very long on this earth. I'm only 29 years old, but I've definitely seen a good bit, and I'm just speaking from experience, from my own experience. We can talk about this in the comment section. I would love to, and we can all just discuss this. But yeah, it's something not just all kinds of little stuff that you hear and deal with growing up. I remember a short story before I get back to this Kelly Rowland thing. I remember being at the pool one day at this recreational center that all the little hood kids used to go to, and I remember being at the pool. All the kids was waiting outside to get in the pool before they opened it up, and I was just chilling, with I think one of my cousins, and one guy in the neighborhood who was actually he was dark. He was lighter than I am, but he wasn't that light. He was kind of like caramel complected. But anyway, his his dad was black, but his mother was Hawaiian, and he, said out loud to everybody. He was like, "Hey, everybody." He was like, I bet y'all can't guess. I want y'all to guess the person that's going to be the darkest once we leave this pool." And everybody was just looking around, just like, who? And he was like, Chase. Chase going to be the darkest one when we leave this pool. And, nobody even really laughed. It was just so awkward and weird. Nobody really cared for him anyway. He was just trying to make a name for himself. Bless his heart. But it was just so awkward, and it obviously made me feel uncomfortable. It was just like, wow, it's you really sit back and think about it. When I really sit back and think about it, I never really had an issue with my skin tone. It was other people that made me feel that way. And so I can imagine that's how Kelly Rowland feels. It's all about other people, and you try to block it out. You know that you're beautiful. You know that you're talented, which she is. She's absolutely. But the fact that you hear these comparisons for years and years and years and years, I can imagine her just posting a picture of herself. Somehow somebody still brings up Beyonce in the comment section. What does me taking a picture like this in my home, just chilling, what does that have to do with Beyonce or whoever else? So, but on the flip side, as I always like to think about things in all areas. I don't know Kelly, Calandria, Beyonce, none of them. But me personally, I wouldn't mind having the wealth, the coins, the dundada that Beyonce has, but I wouldn't necessarily want the fame. I wouldn't mind a little bit of fame, being out there doing my thing, but just imagine having that kind of life that she has. She can't go nowhere without being in disguise or having a bunch of security guards around her. The fact that I want to just go up the street and get me a sandwich from the gas station and I can't do it, that's crazy. That's crazy. I would never want to be one of those celebrities that can't go nowhere or do nothing, really. Because they're in the public eye. They can't even go and enjoy a concert. Recently, Kelly and Beyonce was at a Janet Jackson concert. And somebody was filming them the whole time. I saw it on YouTube saying they was enjoying Janet. Well, can't y'all enjoy Janet? Why y'all showing them the first time? I can understand maybe taking one picture, one video of them. But didn't you pay money to see just like Beyonce them did? Enjoy the show. But that's also just a part of this culture these days. Everybody's this and that and recording and everything else. And it's just like, well, y'all find something else to do. I mean, come on. Sadly, I do think part of this lands on Kelly. In 2013, Kelly released an album called Dirty Laundry. Very impressive album. Great songs on that album. And I don't quite understand why that album's not promoted better. Actually, Beyonce, not Kelly, and Ciara actually released an amazing album. Ciara released her self-titled album, Ciara, which was a really good album. It wasn't promoted the entire year. It came out the summer. The albums came out around each other, and it was such a good album from top to bottom. The songs was incredible. Some of my favorite songs on the album, You Changed, which was a missed opportunity. That was a song with Beyonce and Kelly in it. And Michelle Williams, she capitalized. With Beyonce and Michelle in it. Michelle Williams capitalized off her feature that she had with Say Yes, her big hit song. And of course, to Beyonce being attached to something, um, is gonna make the views go up and make people pay attention for it. And on top of that, it's just a great song in general. So I don't understand. And Kelly did this way before "Say Yes" came out with Michelle. She brought Destiny's Child back together for this one song. So I don't know why that wasn't a single. This Is Love, probably my favorite song on the album. Stand in Front of Me, Put Your Name on It, Gone, talk a good game, Kisses Down Low. Like, it was a really, really good album, yet it wasn't promoted. Maybe some of this lies on why she feels this way. Also, the company, the record label. I believe at one point she was signed to Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's dad, and then they're pretty much, you might as well say, their stepdad for so many years, or uncle of sorts. She wasn't promoted. She left that, and I don't know what's going on in terms of label wise, and I guess after a while of being ignored, in a way, you just get tired and you just kind of give up and just say, well, whatever. I know she's been doing a lot of she's been the judges on many TV shows and stuff, talent shows and everything. But I don't know. I don't know where what she wants to. She's accomplished a lot in her career, but she definitely has so much more to show us, and she can do it. She's still young. She's still popping. She's still beautiful. She's still talented. I don't care if you're 92 years old. If you're 1,003, darling. If you're talented, you're talented. And it's as simple as that. And Kelly Rowland's absolutely talented. Like I said, a lot of this has to do with the industry. We all have heard about it. It's all true. It's just life. In terms of, lighter skinned people, being promoted more than the darker skinned counterparts. Absolutely. It definitely affects, a dark skinned man can be successful, but a dark skinned woman, you can name them in history. The dark skinned women, not the little caramel complected brown skins. A lot of people like to say, oh, they darker skin. No, sis. No. Y'all know what dark skin is. Stop playing. How many chocolate, divas that we actually have, that have sustained a career, decades and decades. It is tough. It really, really is. And probably with her kind of feeling down and not inadequate in many ways, she probably just, maybe not cared, because some of this is on her. I have to say that. Some of this is on Kelly. And people actually people love Kelly. On Destiny's Fulfilled, on Destiny's Child last album in 2004, 2006, when they put that out, like, I could not tell who was singing versus Beyonce and Kelly. They sounded just alike. So if would that not mean, and we can see, and when we see them on stage performing together, Kelly is killing those moves just as much as Beyonce. But like I keep switching their names accidentally right now, that's how the world do, because they've been tied to each other since they were children, and it's always going to be that way, unfortunately and fortunately. Because I know she's absolutely proud of her friend, and I know Beyonce's proud of her. It's not necessarily beef between them, but when you see your friend doing so well and y'all come from the exact same place at the same time, when you see your friend doing so well, you just like, well, what is going on? We in the same industry, we doing the same thing. What is the tea with me? What's the issue with me? What's wrong with me? I know, child. I know how that is. Absolutely. I don't know. It's I don't know what's gonna change, because mainly I think this just lies with just fan base, mainly, and the industry in general and life in general. All she can do is just keep pushing and keep positive people around her, and just know that she is a bad bitch, and she can move mountains. She really, really can. Kelly Rowland has always been talented. Always. You know? I think she kind of got comfortable with being number 2. She kind of, you know, she liked being that role. You know, she called herself the second lead singer in Destiny's Child. But my God, all this good music, all this good time is just going by. Like, you know, bringing it back to what I said at the beginning of this video. I don't know why these 3 songs are really good. I don't know why you're releasing an EP with just 3 songs. Why can't you just do a full album, Kelly? Why? You know, that's one reason why, and it's not just a skin color thing. Beyonce's just talented. Straight up. She is the triple threat. She got the looks. You know, she got she's charismatic. She's a great dancer. You know, she's a fantastic singer. She got stamina. She got stage presence. Beyonce has all of that. She absolutely do. But so do you, Kelly Rowland. So do you. You know? So, I don't know. And you know, I kind of hate that I didn't even like when the whole Talk a Good Game album was happening. She actually put out Dirty Laundry as a single. And it's like, why? Like, you know that people are instantly going to compare you to Beyonce in certain things that she was singing about in that song. I don't know why she put that out as a single, you know, but of course people are, I guess, you know, it's kind of a clickbait situation because people are going to run to that record because, oh, she talking about Beyonce, her, you know, being envious of Beyonce, which was, all she was saying was that she was happy for her sister, but she was going through things and she just wished that she was having the same amount of success that Beyonce was having, pretty much. But people took it like, oh, she's envious of Beyonce. You can't win in a lot of ways. And Beyonce is such a gigantic star now. It's hard to come at that force, which is, you know, her fan base. And the world's perception of her. Perspective, whatever. Whichever one. Y'all know I stopped being the spelling bee champ in 2nd grade. But yeah, I don't know. I wish the best for Kelly Rowland. I just wish she pushed herself. I wish she really just get good people around her, good writers, good producers, good promoters, good people around her, and create a bomb album and promote it. And what's going on with the girls when she had the show? Chasing Destiny. June's Diary. What's going on with them? Wasn't that your group, Kelly? They ain't put out an album yet, and we don't even care anymore because y'all done wasted so much time. The show was a success. People watched the show, and the group got together. All the girls can sing, and what's going on with that? You know, she just has so many, her arms in so many different pots, but not one is really sticking. She need to stick to one thing. Be successful and do your thing at one thing and then move on to the next thing. I don't know all the inside detail parts. I'm just speaking, y'all. But yeah. Kelly will be alright. She's a fighter. She's made it this far. She's good. But I do just want her to push herself and work hard and give us a good solid album and promote it and put out the good singles. That's it. And you'll get there. Absolutely. Because people do love Kelly Rowland. Anyway. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at It's Kingsworld Instagram and Twitter. At It's Kingsworld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal. Run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. And I'll see you guys later.